What advice would you give your younger self? If you could go back in time and talk to your younger self, what is 3 pieces of advice that you would give them to prepare for this world or to prepare for the future? I write in my journal a lot, and I just try to keep track of my thoughts, whether they're emotional, whether they're creative thoughts, or, whether they're just ideas, business ideas. That was one of the first things I learned when I really made the decision to go into entrepreneurship and wanting to create a business. The first thing I learned was to jot down my thoughts, because your mind holds so much information at one time. It's very hard for it to remember an idea that you thought, hours ago, days ago, weeks ago, maybe even months ago. Your mind's not going to remember. So when you have those ideas or you have those thoughts, jot them down. And so in the middle of doing that, I was just thinking to myself, what would I tell my younger self? What are 3 takeaways that I have come to understand as me being an older person now, me maturing, experiencing life a little bit for myself? What would I tell my younger self to prepare him for the future? So my first piece of advice would definitely have to be to keep that close relationship with God, because I've always been a believer. I've always had faith in God and, trusted and believed in him. But there was a period in my life where my relationship with him wasn't close, where I was not picking up my Bible, not reading my Bible, not even wiping the dust off my Bible. And let's not even talk about church. That was non-existent to me for some years. Not that I didn't believe in God anymore. I guess I wasn't really in need of him, so I didn't think twice about him. And now that today I'm super close with him, and me and him have a tight relationship, we have a close relationship, I know if I went to him during those tough and rough times, my outcomes of certain situations would have been totally different. Because today, when I have issues and they seem, I can't get through them, I go to him. I take the weight off my shoulders and I allow him to help me. I ask for his help. God, can you help me get through this certain situation, because I can't do it alone. Now, that kid or that man years ago, where he's trying to do it all by himself, he's carrying all that weight. I'm trying to fix problems. I'm trying to fix myself. I'm trying to, deal with certain issues that seem like I can't fix. So when you are trying to do it all yourself, you carry more weight, you carry more baggage. And what it does is create more stress. It creates more anger that then spills over into other parts of your life. It affects your relationships that you have with other people, friends, family members, or partners that you may be dating. So being able to rely on God, being able to ask him for help, takes so much weight off my shoulders, and it makes life so much easier for me. So I definitely would tell that guy to get that relationship back with God, to get close with him again, so that you guys have a great relationship. So when you're in troubling times, you can lean on him for support. So my second piece of advice for my younger self, I would say would have to be to stay more present and to slow down. So in my previous years, I was moving very fast, trying to achieve things very fast, because I wanted to make this certain amount of money by this age. I wanted to have a family by this age. I want to be owning my second and third business by this age. So understanding that time is finite, we only have so much of it. The fact that we only have so much of it created pressure on me to get things done faster, because I'm not going to have forever to do this. And I don't want to be 60 starting my first business. I want to have my first business by 30 and I want it to be thriving, and then having a third or fourth business by 40. So you're putting this extra pressure on yourself that's having an effect on how you view the world and how you view life. Instead of slowing down and appreciating each day as they come to me and appreciating the beauty that God has blessed me with outside, I was so focused on chasing the dollar, chasing money. So I learned over the years, and just, as you grow and you get older, you tend to gain wisdom. Wisdom usually comes with age, but though there can be younger people that are wise, wisdom typically comes with age. And so now that I'm older, money isn't really everything. It's more of me wanting to do things that I enjoy doing, that I love doing. So I no longer think in terms of money, but I think in terms of, how do I feel? Do I feel good doing this job? Do I feel like this job is right for me? Can I see myself doing this for another 20 years? Can I see myself, building a business in this area, this market, this industry? I'm more thinking of my emotions and how I'm gonna feel with the particular activity that I'm doing, rather than how much money I'm gonna make from the particular activity that I'm doing. So I've changed what's important to me. And money's still important, but it no longer controls my life and the direction that I take my life. I'm doing things that I want to do because I enjoy to do them. So time was giving me pressure in the sense of, I gotta make enough money before I die. But now I'm thinking more of, I need to enjoy life before I die. Money is less concerned now. It's more about me enjoying every day, being more in the present and appreciating the moment. And the third piece of advice that I would give my younger self is to appreciate the time that you spend with your loved ones. Having a brother that died, I would give anything to go back to relive some of those days where we just played one-on-one in front of the house, in the driveway. Priceless moments. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all that matters, are the loved ones, the people that you love in your life, and the memories and the connections that you share with them. Like when I think of my grandmother, I think of family coming together. I think of my cousins, my uncles, my aunts. I think of food being made. I'm about to go in, I'm about to grub out. I'm about to get some of that cake. I'm about to get some of that pie. I'm about to get some of that, ice cream. I think of all that stuff. That's what brings me joy. That's what brings me happiness. And when I connect with certain individuals, when I think of them in my mind, I just think of positive memories. And I think of how much I would love to relive those memories, those moments. Because people don't last forever. People don't live forever. We only have so much time. And we may get angry with them. We may get frustrated with them and go where we have periods where we don't talk to them for a while. Imagine being that way, then somebody dies and now you're living with regret. You're wishing that you had fixed the issue that you guys had. You're wishing that you could get that time back to say that you were sorry. You wish all these things, but if we're not aware, if we're not in the moment, if we're not thinking in the present, we're never truly gonna appreciate that time that we spend with that individual. So now that I'm more spiritually awakened, now that I'm more cognizant of how short time is, I'm a lot more in the moment. I'm a lot more in the present. I'm a lot more in the now. I'm appreciating things. I'm seeing things like, man, this is great. I may not see my grandfather again. I may not see my mother again. So I'm gonna tell her every time I see her that I love her. Cause you don't want to live with regret. Like, man, I wish I said this to that person. They pass away. I want them to know that I love them. I want them to know that from me. I don't want that to be something they ever question, and I don't want to question myself whether they knew that or not. I should feel comfortable with where I left off with them. So even like friends, like, yo, bro, I love you. I know people think it's weird to tell guys that you love them, but I tell my brothers I love them all the time. All the time. They know I'm not soft. But I'm open. I'm real. What you see is what you get from me. So for me to say that is nothing. It's nothing. Because I want you to know that I got love for you. You need anything, I'm here. I got you. I got you. So those are the 3 things I would tell my younger self. And God is incorporated in all 3 of them. Because I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for blessings and somebody watching over me. All the times I was out and about in the streets at parties and people letting off gunshots, I could have been the one in the paper the next day. You know, I was blessed. I got through life without nothing severely happening to me. You know, nothing severely happening to me. I've been blessed. I know too many other people that died young, early 20s, teens. Still a baby, still young, you're still a kid. So I'm thankful every day that I have to live, you know, so I get deep in my thoughts like that, and I think we all do. Because when you write things like this, what would you say to your younger self? It's also a way of keeping you accountable. Because a lot of people can give advice, but don't even take their own advice. So what if I came up with this idea and I never wrote it down? I never wrote down the 3 things I would say to my younger self. I would forget it within an hour. I would forget it within a few days. So when you write things down, it's there, it's permanently there. You can always go back to it. Oh, that's what I said. Okay. I need to be doing that today. I need to be trusting God more. I said that's what I would tell my younger self, but I haven't been doing it today. So it keeps you accountable. It keeps you on your P's and Q's, you know, to make sure that you're doing all the things that you said you would tell your younger self. That's how I keep myself accountable. That's how I make sure that I'm staying on the same path. But I thank you guys for checking out this video. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your morning, day, or evening, depending on where you're at. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.